My name is Isabella Dubois. You can call me Isa. That's not me. That's the big Russian I'd been partnered with on the Jericho case. I had left Sasha at the motel and had raced the sun to get to the local police station. The local sheriff and his deputies had no idea that a serial killer was sitting comfortable in their county like a cancer in the colon. Sasha was waiting outside when I pulled up. He wasn't happy, but I didn't care. Sasha is normally calm and collected, you might say cold and calculating. I'm not. I act out, so we make a great team despite the fact that we are complete opposites. The suspect that we had come here to see, Thomas Allen Woolard, was a delivery driver for Southland Overnight Deliveries and was in the area of 4 of the 7 murders at the estimated time of death. Woolard drove the same model car that was seen at 2 of the sites where bodies had been recovered. Jericho was one of 7 serial killers currently operating in the United States. We were certain we had found Jericho. Sasha was always quoting some old dead writer or poet, and he said something then. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves, and immortality. He said it was by someone named Emily Dickinson, and that it seemed appropriate. Whatever. Jericho kept souvenirs from each of his kills locked in a closet in the basement where he spent hours alone with his memories. Tonight his thoughts were interrupted by a familiar sound, the sound of a body hitting the floor. He must have thought he imagined it. Who would be in his house? But the sound of a second body dropping to the floor upstairs was unmistakable. Jericho kept an axe in the dark corner of the basement, and he grabbed it before reaching the stairs. He wasn't expecting to see me. As we entered, Jericho asked the usual questions. Who are you? Why are you here? Sasha and I have done this before, and we patiently answered each question. I'm sure Jericho wondered how to escape and how many officers were outside. Sasha began to reveal the reason for our visit. How can anyone explain what we are? We have no comparison in the natural world. Sasha used what most humans could understand. He told him that we are the reason for all the vampire myths, except we are much more. Despite our strength, our species is few. We need recruits. Most humans cannot accept being a creature who feeds on others. They can never learn to kill, and so they refuse to feed and die. To make a perfect killer, we need a killer to begin with. Sasha was being his usual polite self, and as planned, I strategically positioned myself away from the 2 of them. I saw the axe move. I watched him raise it, and with a snarl and a toothy display, I moved across the room and blocked the axe before Jericho could embed it in Sasha's chest. Sasha didn't flinch. He was never in any real danger, and this was a routine we had performed before. Again, this was routine, and we know how to put fear in the heart of a killer. It wasn't my display of fangs, speed, or strength that caused him to feel fear for the first time in his life. What really scared the killer was that we didn't take the axe. Jericho began to understand. Will I be immortal? Will I have to drink blood like in the movies? Yes. Will I get to kill whenever I want? Absolutely. Jericho accepted our offer to become one of us. I was disappointed that we no longer had the option of killing him, but we do this to recruit, not for pleasure, right? At the top of the basement stairs, Jericho got his first look at the bodies of his family. His wife lay at his feet. Thomas Jr.'s body lay as if sleeping on the floor. He looked at Sasha. You can have no ties to this life, was all Sasha said. Jericho seemed to nod in agreement. Jericho took one last look at his son. He was a good kid, he said, stepping over the body of his wife. Jericho turned and followed us out of the room, left behind his wife and son just as he'd known he always would do. We had our new agent.